Hello everyone, this is Sir Madhumita Bhattacharya from Swami Vivekananda Group of Institutes. Today, I am going to talk about industrial discipline, the various types and the causes of indiscipline in workplace and the approaches to handle it. If you think my video is useful to you, please like and subscribe to my channel. Now, industrial discipline refers to the orderly working of the employees in an industrial undertaking in accordance with the established rules, regulations, and policies. One knows that industrial relations or any organizational or commercial relations involves a lot of stakeholders into it, namely the government, employer, employee, the various distributors and the suppliers, the trade unions, and so on and so forth. It is very essential to maintain a harmonious relationship between all these stakeholders to ensure economic growth and prosperity. The importance of industrial discipline is thus to maintain industrial harmony and gain and or increase productivity. A healthy industrial relation is the key to the success of an industry and economy. The significance of industrial discipline can be pointed out as it leads to uninterrupted flow of production, it leads to the reduction in industrial disputes, it increases the moral and the degree of motivation amongst employees, it also helps in mental revolution, thus contributing for research and developmental works, more innovations and inventions. And it also helps in reduction of wastage in terms of manpower, money, and materials. So one can say the objectives of industrial discipline is to maintain the peace and order in the industry, to promote constructive criticism at all levels of management and employment, to include a bigger dimension and to ensure growth, to avoid work stoppage in industry by way of strikes, lockouts, gheeraos, etc. To secure the settlement of disputes and grievances by a mutually agreed procedure, sometimes settling it out of the court, or by way of conciliation or voluntary arbitration, and to avoid any legal disputes at any cost, though practically speaking, it may not happen likewise in real life situations. The types of discipline can be classified under preventive, supportive, and corrective. Here, as we are talking about the workplace discipline, the preventive discipline can be ensured by way of amicable discussion or giving any oral intimation in case any misbehavior or misconduct of any employee is noticed. The supportive discipline, on the other hand, can be ensured where the management empathizes with some genuine grievances that has caused any mental disturbance or any decrease in the productivity of any labor force, and to take some proactive measure to reduce the problem. The corrective discipline, on the other hand, is a little bit harsh. When the first two fails, then the management has resort to the forms of corrective discipline in some specific manner. So we can say the preventive discipline is intended to prevent any violation of rule. It is a very proactive approach, and the HR department can help to create awareness programs and instill the disciplinary culture in the organization by forms of workshops, seminars, etc., to keep the employees in alignment with the firm's goal or the objective. The corrective discipline, which is a form of negative discipline, And the examples of corrective discipline may be a written notice to the employee who has violated the company rules or the policies despite repeated warnings, asking for a show cause. It could also be punishment leave or 2 or 3 days suspension without pay, as the case may be. The various approaches to workplace discipline includes psychological approach, social approach, human resource approach, and the Gandhian approach. In case of psychological approach, it is more of a cognitive practice to bring into the awareness level of the employee where he or she went wrong and to help him to rectify his conduct. The social approach includes understanding the value system and the background and the plethora of thoughts from where an employee is coming. The human resource approach is the one where the management tries to align the individual objective with that of the firm's goal or the objective. The Gandhian approach, on the other hand, can be in those cases which is where it is practiced that maybe the laborers or the workers are also allowed to go for strike, but in a non-violent manner. Let us have a look at the modifying employee performance model. It is very important for the organization to set clear-cut expectations and policies and regulatory measures, which should be very transparent to all the employees. The management can also provide coaching or counseling. They can also ask for constructive feedback on the basis of which some reformative measures can also be taken. If all of these stages fail, then the management has to go for the following steps where they need to really stick on to certain policies of the organization in order to save the organization and for larger benefit. For example, written notice for reprimands, suspension order, the demotion of the employee, and finally, the termination of job of the employee in case of most severe offenses like embezzlement of cash or for data piracy. The effects of indiscipline can fall over the following factors. Number one, on the production, it can lead to a lower production level or a higher cost or incompetitive pricing of the product. Another impact would be on the workers, where the workers may suffer from absenteeism, low moral, and low motivation levels. It could also impact the managers, where there will be a constant tussle or reasons of conflict between the managers and his or her subordinates. It could also result into the lost interest of the stakeholders. If this situation persists in any organization for long, that might force the organization to move from a profit earning zone to a loss earning zone. So, the successful workplace discipline, one can say, includes the following. It helps the employees and so that they no longer engages in undesirable behavior. The employee improves their overall conduct to meet the acceptable standards of the organization. Other employees are discouraged from engaging in the undesirable behavior. One can set a positive example, and one can act as an influencer on their colleagues or other co-workers. Other employees improve their overall conduct to meet acceptable standards. The workplace environment continues to be positive and more flourishing. In my next video, I'll talk about hot stove rule and some other HR aspects of industrial discipline. Till then, stay tuned. and thank you for watching.